to spend 5 SO points. And if you recall, there's a leader expansion for Hornet Leader where they now introduced asset planes. So you could buy a tanker basically. It costs 12 SO points for a long campaign, and then it can go with you on missions to negate that penalty. So yeah, it costs 12 SO points. Maybe that mission only has 4 or 5 planes going on it, but if you do 2 or 3 missions, it'll pay for itself. So those planes are well worth their price. And so first of all, because we're playing the digital version, those planes aren't available. But if we had the physical copy, I'd rather do that. Also, the physical copy has skills. I really like the idea of adding skills to my pilots. Um, so, with the technical error of playing that wrong, plus the issue with the skills, I frankly would rather play the physical copy. And I know some of you who are, I'm especially thinking of some of my viewers who are pretty regular. You guys always wish I would play the physical copy instead of this, anyways. The physical copy is just more painful to manage. Um, but the physical copy is starting to become more attractive to me just because I really miss some of the components that are in the expansion. The second thing, it's less technical, it's just more Jeff. I don't enjoy playing a Marine expansion. I hope I'm showing with the Marines that I'm able to do an expert level mission. We're doing okay. But the formula is exactly, every single one of them are the same. The only thing that changes is some of them have air to ground, some of them have air to air. I mean, you're taking AIM 9s, you're taking, the same air to air missiles, the same bombs, you're using ECMs, you're flying low as much as possible, and then you try to get to the target or try to shoot far away from the target. Either way, and then you have a boatload of SO points, and you're basically doing R&R every night because these things are just stress machines. They just constantly accrue stress because that's what the nap of the earth, bonus. Um, it's a there's really one way to play, and then you're just rolling dice and seeing what happens. There's games like B-17 Queen of the Skies. I think some of the submarine games like Silent Hunter and even Picket Duty. Um, those are games where you roll dice and see what happens. And I don't enjoy those. And this starts to become that way. Yeah, you get to pick your munitions, but really you don't. I mean, you have one air to air to choose from. Yes, they can do 120s, but for this scenario, 120s don't exist. And you got to take those, or you could take bombs, and then if you're lucky, maybe a Maverick, so you could shoot those bombs from further away. That's it. There's not even any decision making with the Marines, so I don't particularly care for them. Although I did want to show just how ridiculous the SO points get, and you could do some crazy stuff with that. But again, if we were playing the physical copy, I could buy skills for these guys, and then that makes it more interesting because now we can put skills on the different Marines, and then it's not so bad. Again, I'm favoring of I should have gotten the physical copy out instead of trying to do this. I do like how the digital lets me do some stuff. Um, Somebody did make the comment that hey, you got ECMs on planes that shouldn't have them. You're right. I just leave these here because I'm lazy. If I brought a plane that can't have an ECM and put it here, it's not meant. I mean, you're supposed to just ignore it or pretend it's not there, but that's just me being lazy. I apologize for that. Um, as for these other two campaigns, I think we were doing fine. You could see we got the dials moving in a really positive direction. Here we're going to start being able to just kill a bandit or sight every mission, which is always good. Even with the Marines, we're going to get rid of a bandit every mission. So there's a lot of goodness there, and I think we're well on our way to winning it, even though I'm still getting challenged on the missions. But that's not the primary reason why I'm quitting. The primary reason I'm quitting is I'm buying a new game, and I want to cover that game instead. That game, just to keep you out of suspense, is Eagle Leader. So here's the thing. Um, One of my viewers, it's Andrew, he reached out to me and said, "Are you getting Eagle Leader?" when it was on Kickstarter. And I said, "Heck to the double hockey sticks, no." Like that was basically my response. And the reason being is if you look at Kickstarter, I don't remember what the actual price was, but it was in the $300 to $400 range if you wanted to get Eagle Leader plus the expansions. And then Fulcrum Leader was also 300 to 400. Like you're looking at, it was like $500 or $600 to get both games. And I was like, that's extremely expensive. And then on top of that, they're basically just Hornet Leader, reskinned, repackaged, and with a NATO theme. Um, so why did I buy it? It's because I love Hornet Leader. I mean, I'm playing this and I'm realizing, you know what? I've played all these missions before, and there's some sameness. Like I feel like okay, I've done North Korea before. I've done especially the World War III ones because I always want to. These are the toughest ones in the game, so I always give myself the toughest ones because that's what I need. I need the challenge. Um, so I do these, and it's like, you know what? I've been here. I've done that. Eagle Leader, at least with the rethemed. I mean, the thing that I'm looking for is the new campaign maps. Like if I could buy a campaign map package where somebody comes up with new campaigns for these, I'd pay $30 for 10 of them. I really would. I mean, most of the time they actually put these out there so you could download them for free and just print them out. And it's funny because the most valuable thing of the game is the campaign maps, so you could try, different stuff. Um, but with that said, I did get Eagle Leader and the expansions, and it was not cheap. And I'm not, uh, I so JB and a few of the viewers don't like the fact that I put ads on because it's not like I'm a professional YouTuber. I'm not trying to do this for money. I fully understand and agree, but the price for my Eagle Leader is about what I will make in a whole year on YouTube from those ads. So as you guys endure those ads and you keep disliking my videos because you don't like the ads being on, I just want you to understand that those ads are allowing me to buy a game right now that I think is ridiculously too expensive. The Eagle Leader is way overpriced for what it is. Um, I understand that DVG needs to feed their families, but and then the expansions are $30 each, and in those expansions you get 3 campaign maps, just 3 of them, and then a few extra cards. That's all it is. Like the production for those are $10 or less, so they're taking $20 a premium. I again, I have a job. I'm not worried about $20. It's just that when there's 8 expansions that are $30 each, I mean, just do the math in your head. That's already more than a full-blown board game. I mean, $240 just for expansions, and then the base game is like $150 or something like that. It's a ridiculously overpriced game, but I got it for several reasons. Number one, like I said, the YouTube ad revenue lets me get it. So again, please just endure the ads. Um, I'll have to do videos for a whole year to get enough money to pay for it, but it's paid for from the ad revenue alone. Number two, I love Hornet Leader. And why would I not love Eagle Leader? I mean, it's that simple. I mean, I actually love carriers, and the Hornet is just a fascinating plane within itself, and I like the fact that the F-35s were added, even though there's extremely few missions that use the F-35s. We're going to move to Eagle Leader. There's going to be a bunch of new planes I'm going to have to learn, especially the NATO planes, because I'm not familiar with other countries and their armaments. But it's just more Hornet Leader, and it's not the same campaigns over and over again. Like, there's some freshness to it, and so I do really love this game. This does come to my roots. As far as solitaire games go, I know a lot of people say Mage Knight is their perfect solitaire game. This is my perfect solitaire game. I just really like these kind of leader games. They scratch the right itch, and Dan Verson basically formed a company around just this one concept, and it's a great concept. I know most of you who are watching agree. So So yes, I'm going to get Eagle Leader. I'm going to get all the expansions. And of course, I'm already going to cook up a way to combine Eagle Leader and Hornet Leader together. Why not? Um, there should be a great way to do that. Um, so Eagle Leader does have an errata list that's 3 or 4 pages long. I'm not surprised at all. DVG's quality control is a little bad. Um, I love you, DVG. I really do, and I love supporting you. But man, your quality control is it's. I was thinking of a word. I'm filtering several words out. It's junk. How about that? Um, I still love you, DVG, even with your quality control being junk. But it's a great game, and having more Hornet Leader is never a bad thing. Um, my initial thoughts were, is I already have Hornet Leader, so I don't need that. And I think it's still true. I don't need Eagle Leader and Hornet Leader together. I mean, they're both basically the same game with just different planes. Um, but you know, I've reached a point here where I'm like, I just want something fresh that has the same concepts but doesn't, I just want more maps, and that's what that's going to give me. And the one thing is I really do miss the so Hornet Leader with the Air Leader expansion. Almost everything in the Air Leader expansion, except for that 1980 map, was great. So the extra support planes, like the refueling planes, right? Those are great. There's even other little planes that like give you extra attack opportunities. Those are, I mean, I don't use them, but they're great as well. The the fact that they added skills makes it more fun. I love the idea of adding skills. And then they even have ace pilots that let you those pilots have skills built into them. And then you, because each pilot can only buy 2 skills for themselves, but some of them have skills built in, so they get those skills automatically, and then they can buy 2 skills on top of that, which is even better. Um, those things I think make the game more fun, a lot more fun. So it's for that reason that I want to move to the physical copy, bar none. And then on top of that, I went out and spent my year of YouTube revenue to get Eagle Leader and all 8 expansions. So you can go to their website and you can add it all up. And yeah, that's almost exactly what my YouTube revenue is in a whole year. So I'm not retiring anytime soon doing these videos for you guys. Um, I'm not trying to. And I think you guys all understand that. I've never once asked for a like or a subscribe. I never will. And, you know, I just want to play games, and you're welcome to join me. That's what this has always, always been about. Um, my kids are grown up. They're in college. So I'm going to do a little bit of a tangent here of, what the channel's about. My channel has always been about covering games that nobody else covers. And that's becoming harder and harder to do because there's so many YouTubers out there that are covering games, and there's even YouTubers that are covering DVG games now. Um, I'm not needed anymore. Like, this started with frustration. My very first game I covered, I think, was The Convicted, and then I covered actually a Corsair Leader was also near the front. And it was because nobody understood the dang dogfight rules in Corsair Leader, and DVG's rulebook was horrible, as usual. Um, and so I covered both of those games, and that's what started this, because I was just frustrated, and nobody had any quality videos out there, so I wanted to create a quality video to for both of them. And, quality is relative, of course, but the point is I accomplished my mission in both. And then I just kept going. And so now here I am thousands of hours later, and here's my thing. I would have played these games whether I hit record button or not. So it's not that big of a deal that I spent thousands of hours uploading videos. Um, my attitude has been I don't want to spend significant time managing a channel. So that means editing the videos. That means preparing the scenarios, or even preparing Uh, well, just stop at preparing, Jeff. I mean, preparing anything. Sometimes I don't even read the rule book and we start recording. And I know it frustrates people. The number one comment I get from people is, why don't you read the rule book first before you start, recording? And I don't think they get it. They don't. That's not the point. The point is let's react to the game together, all of us. And yeah, sometimes it can be embarrassing because you get a rule wrong, or sometimes it's a struggle because, like, oh gosh, what was that air game over Russia that I had? It was a GMT game. Oh, um, I really wanted to love it. It was a modern air war game. There was like 1,000 hexes to it, and the rulebook was thick as my elbow. Um, that one was a poor decision to try to play without reading the rulebook first, and it was a struggle because every time I thought I understood the rules, I did not. it was wrong, and I think I've learned with GMT I can't do that. Their rules are just always too convoluted or too hard. But anyways, with my boys both in college now, I don't game as much as I used to, and I don't have as much opportunity to game. Although this week I've had 2 game nights with people, so I had a really good week of gaming this week. Um, but anyways, we're gonna stop this. We're gonna move to the physical table and all the pluses and minuses that go with it. The physical table is harder for me to do. And then I guess, yeah, that's my last update. I'm getting older, folks. My eyesight, I used to not wear glasses and now I do. And I don't showcase who I am or my face, because these videos aren't, even though they're named after me, it's the Jeff channel. Um, this isn't meant to be about me. And I really despise those people who put a picture of their face on the corner. While you're trying to play a board game, you could still see their face on the corner. What's the point? Why do you need to see the person's face? All you're doing is just covering up a part of the board that I want to see. Anyways, I philosophically don't like it, and I don't like it when other YouTubers do it. But so you wouldn't know that I don't wear glasses, and now that I do, but I do, and my eyesight is really poor. Um, when it comes to reading stuff on the chits. Um, the board games and the rule books are harder for me to read now. This computer, see how I can zoom in? I can read that. And so there's a lot of the reason I'm doing a lot more digital is because it's easier for me to do, and it's easier on my eyes. The physical copy is harder. So I know, play a violin for me. I'm whining a bit. It's more of an explanation because I that's the other set of feedback I've been recently getting is, why don't you go back to the physical copies? Sometimes I even own the physical copy, but I still choose to do it here. This is why. Um, I can't stress also enough how much more comfortable it is to sit at my computer chair and do this. Like, those factors come in as well, but the physical copy is just harder for me to manage. But anyways, we are moving to the physical copy. That's the announcement. And consider this an official closure to this campaign. Was I going to win? I think I was going to, at minimum, get a good rating. The great rating I don't think was assured, but we were well on our way to get a good rating. And even with some of the mistakes, we were doing great. So anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.